Hello, friends. An interesting topic which has been trending for a very long time these days, especially after the Supreme Court's order about stray dogs. Now, there is a very interesting concept these days about dog parents and dog parenting. Now, this concept is not very old in India. It is recent and has really caught people's imagination. And I would like to discuss this in an unbiased manner. What is dog parenting all about, and what should we know? And of course, there is a difference between the perceptions about dogs as pets and dog as parent dogs between West and East and our India. So, of course, the trend of being dog parents, treating pets as children, reflects compassion but also carries moral ambiguities and psychological consequences. It plays out very differently in the West and India. In the West, there is a social context. Parenthood is a choice, not a duty. Dog parenting is mainstream, socially accepted. But there is definitely a moral ambiguity. Love for animals is elevated, but indulgent consumerism, luxury food, and spas about dogs. Billions spent on pets while inequality and homelessness persist. There is a psychological fallout. Dogs substitute children, ease loneliness in aging societies. Individualism is strengthened and easier to bond with pets than humans. Many people find very complicated human relationships and find easier to be with a dog. There is also grief from pet loss, and it is usually not validated. And there is a societal impact, normalized, but linked to declining birth rates and demographic stress. We all know that society is struggling with the people who do not want to marry or have children. It also becomes a class marker. Urban elites embrace and masses resist. There is deep psychological fallout. Couples may use pets to escape family, marital pressures. It is a generational conflict. Housing and society tensions, in laws, landlords. Pet loss grief is also unacknowledged. Silent suffering. Many people do not understand what is a pet grief. And societal impact. It sparks friction, grandchildren versus fur babies, highlighting misplaced priorities in a country with child malnutrition. When there are so many children undernourished, spending thousands and lakhs on a dog, you just wonder. And it is not very, very sustainable as yet in India. So in India, dog parenting is equal to contested modernity, moral tension around family duties, class, divides, and there is also the stray neglect. It, of course, reflects love, empathy, but also exposes where human responsibility gets blurred or displaced. Very important to know why, psychological reasons why people become pet parents or dog parents. First is unconditional love and companionship. Dogs provide consistent affection without judgment, conflict, and people who have experienced rejection, loneliness, or failed relationships often turn to dogs for emotional safety. And of course, substitution for parenthood. They don't want to have children. So some couples consciously or unconsciously treat dogs as children when they delay or avoid having kids because that feeling of nurturing is in everybody. How do you take out this feeling of nurturing? If you can't do it to a human, then do it to a dog. There is a biological or financial limitation also, and they want the joy of nurturing without the lifelong responsibility of human children and the complications. It is also stress relief, mental health buffer. Interaction with dogs reduces cortisol, stress hormone, and boosts oxytocin. And it is filling emotional gaps. For singles, empty nesters, childless couples, dogs fill a gap of purpose and routine. So, caring for a pet provides structure, feeding, walking, training, and it is an escape from human complexity. Human relationships require compromise, negotiation, emotional labor, and these days people don't want to do all of it. And a dog's loyalty and simplicity can feel safer and easier, especially for those who have singed themselves in family conflicts or divorces. There is also an identity and social belonging. In urban circles, being a dog mom, dog dad is a very big badge of identity and considered very cool. It signals compassion, modern values, urban elite lifestyle. Is it healthy? It's a very big question. Dogs, please remember, dog can supplement but not replace human relationships. It is not a human. Pet ownership encourages empathy, responsibility, and provides companionship to the old and lonely. Can be a source of joy, but can be very unhealthy when dogs become a substitute for unresolved emotional issues like avoiding intimacy, escaping family duty, emotional dependency. Pet loss also triggers overwhelming grief, worsened if society does not validate it. It can lead to social withdrawal. My dog is enough. I don't need people. Now, this can be harmful at times. It creates conflict, marriage, family, housing when human priorities are displaced. So, the bottom line is psychologically, becoming a dog parent is often a mix of love and unmet emotional needs, and also identity building when you emotionally need validation. In moderation, it is healthy, it fosters empathy, but when you totally think you have become like a human parent, there is a problem. In excess, it risks emotional avoidance, over dependent, etc. So we need to understand that it is not a good idea to totally replace human relationships with canine or dogs. Because when society begins to equate pet parenting with human parenting, it is very, very difficult. It's a very strange psychological juxtaposition. But raising a dog, however demanding, is not the same as raising a child who grows into an independent moral agent. This equivalence may dilute the idea of social responsibility towards human generation. And dogs, especially in large cities, consume significant resources, also raises the paradox of loving one creature while indirectly harming the ecosystem because of their diets, etc., and other needs. Sometimes pet becomes substitutes for human relationships. People may avoid the responsibility, and human bonds might get further weakened. Like I said earlier, they might say, I am enough with my dog. So, treating dogs as children can actually compromise their nature. Sometimes you force clothes on a dog, diet on a dog, behavior on a dog, and lifestyles that is unnatural to them. It can be bordering on indulgent or imposition. Being dog parents reflects deep compassion. But are we doing the right thing? Are we elevating animals or misplacing human responsibility? It is a very, very deep question that we need to answer. Is this nurturing love or indulgent anthropomorphism? Anthropomorphism means that we are attributing qualities of a human to something or someone who's not human, saying this dog is feeling this emotion or that emotion. Does it represent progress and empathy or retreat from human obligations? So, I think, we many young couples or singles call themselves dog parents. But is this a genuine act of compassion for animals or a way of rejecting social expectations without openly saying so? So I would again advocate, take a deep look, enjoy a pet, love your dog, but don't think it is a substitute for a child. Look after it like a pet, but don't think you are a parent or he is a substitute or she is a substitute to child. I know it can raise many hackles and many people may not like it, but I genuinely feel that. Have a good day, all of you.